right center field. Falling in. Billy up with the ball. Alomar makes his turn at second, but holds there for a two-base hit. We're in the top of the seventh, and the Angels lead 1-0. Another well-played ball game. Strike. 1-1. The ball might have ticked Josephson on the shoulder. Dwayne Josephson has, yes, I believe it did. Josie has done a fine job for the Red Sox. Everybody commenting how much he has helped this ball club. Of course, that catcher, a good catcher, is very important. Has been blocking that plate, calling a fine game. A little Texas leaguer into center field. Billy can't quite get to it. The throw to home plate. Ball hits Alomar, gets away from Josephson, and Repos goes to third base. He's gotten Jim Fregosi 3 times this afternoon. Brings up Ken McMullen, who's grounded to short, flied to left, and flied to center field. He is 0 for 3 on the day. 2 outs. California 2 and Boston nothing. Ball hit in the hole into left field, and Repos scores. First hit from McMullen and his first run batted in. Nice stop by Josie. Ball 2. Josie has the knack of blocking that ball and keeps it in front of him. There's a good shot at Josie. Two pitch. Swing, strike 3. That's the 7th strikeout for Lonborg, and that's all for the Angels here in the 7th. There were 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. So after 6 1/2, the Angels 3. For Scotty, a breaking ball, and Georgia swung through it. So it's count on George goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th as the Red Sox trail by 3. In the National League, St. Louis leads Cincinnati 3-1 at the end of 4. All other games, well, 3 of the other games in the National League will be tonight. Ball 2. Later on this afternoon, Montreal plays at San Diego, and Philadelphia plays at San Francisco. Fregosi in the hole, a long throw, and George is out. Short to first. Base hit to right field. Louis. That is the 4th hit off of.
Strike 3. That's the 8th strikeout for Jim Lonborg. It out. There's a drive to right field deep, and it's a home run. Solid line shot by Joe LaHood. His first home run of the season.
10-15 rows into the grandstand.
Griffin hits a line drive to Fregosi that is caught. Doug Griffin hits the ball hard, but strike 3. ball sets down the side in order in the ninth with 2 strikeouts. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. And at the end of 8.5 innings. 3-1 California in the ninth. Check swing, fly ball to right. Conigliaro makes the catch for the out. 1 away. Here's a drive into the corner and left. Scott turns first and holds there as a fine throw is made into second base by Roger Repos, right on the button. The pitch gets by, and Scott goes to second. That'll be a wild pitch. Charge to Murphy. Man on second and 1 out. And the manager, Lefty Phillips, goes to the mound. One ball, 1 strike. Ground ball through. Scott going to third. The pitcher's covering, and he is safe at third base. Scott is on at third, moving over. He didn't know whether that ball would go through. Here's another look. As McMullen and Fregosi both went for it, and it slipped through there. Now Scotty was holding. The pitcher went over to cover with both men committed, and Scott slides safely into third, and the Red Sox have runners at first and at third. The runner on first, Conigliaro, and Scott on third. Slow roller to third. McMullen has to play it to first and does. Scott scores. Conigliaro goes to second. It is. Strike 3, and the ball game is over. Josephson in an argument with Soar, which of course he will not win. And Tom Murphy and the California Angels have come back to take the second game of this series this afternoon by a score of 3-2 here at Fenway Park. And we'll be back with a rundown for you in just a moment. He's had a lot of trouble with that right toe, and you see they've actually cut out part of the shoe on his spike to make it more comfortable. Foul ball. For a while, it was feared that he would have to have an operation, but he figured that, well, maybe he could play not 100% all the time, but he could play, so he decided he would do that. The coach on the right is Fred Koenig. On the left, Rocky Bridges at third. Tipped in and out of the glove. 3-2. Oakland is leading Washington 2-0 after 1. Vida Blue against Denny McLean. There's a drive to left field. and Fregosi has a home run. His third home run of the year, and the Angels take the lead. 1-0 California. This program is authorized under telecasting rights granted by the Boston Red Sox solely for the line drive to Fregosi at shortstop to retire the side. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. And so at the end of 2, it is California 1 and Boston.
It's like a opposite way of a slider, but it doesn't break as much as a slider, but it's a screwball, especially to a right-handed hitter. But a slider breaks about as much as that good screwball does.
Ground ball, Fregosi in the hole. Throws to second for the force play, and Smith is on.
Sometimes out along the wall and occasionally varying to come in toward home plate a little bit now. Beautiful baseball day here. Hope the day is well for you wherever you are. There's another base hit for Fregosi. So he's 2 for 2, has the only 2 hits off Siebert. One out, one on for the Angels.
Sonny has gone 3-2 3 times and twice to Fregosi. Of course, the 3-2 pitch he hit for a home run.
There's Tony on deck. And that is into right field. That should get a run home. Smith will go toward the plate. Just got in there. A good throw by Reggie, and with Fregosi going, that's why Smith probably went for the plate and why they let it go through, knowing there we have it again. That ball just getting past Scott in replay, and no waste of time at all by Smith. A fine throw, realizing that Fregosi is not running fast, but he does beat the throw for the second. 2-0 California. Well hit. Nice play by Fregosi at shortstop. Oh, mercy. He took a base hit away from Siebert. Here it is again in replay.
He just lunges at this ball, comes up with it. Look at Josephson, though. He takes a look, starts to go towards third. He sees that the ball is caught, has to go back to second base. Now, this is a pretty good piece of base running by the catcher.
After 5 innings, it's still California 2. The Red Sox zip